Well, we wanted to introduce our new season of Searching the Sacred in a special conversation just about the season itself, because this season we are talking about 10 women that exist across multiple faith traditions. This really was inspired by conversations with Rachel Pye Jones, who's been a part of 40 Orchards community. You'll hear her in these episodes, but she noticed this overlap and was really curious about it in her own life. And then Lisa thought that'd make a great podcast series. And so here we are. You will not hear Jason's voice this season, not because he's gone. Don't worry. He will be back in future seasons, but just by nature of the conversation focused around these female characters. Lisa and I are then hosting that together, and we can't wait for you to hear all of these episodes.
It's really, it's such a fun conversation, and deep and wide and all the things you can imagine. And just took hold a little bit of, we didn't ask people because they were historians or experts, or like we were looking for folks who this is a part of their faith tradition. So know that this season has some variance there. It's not everybody identifies as the same, and it's not meant to. We're not trying to represent every Christian tradition under the sun. Couldn't possibly dream of doing it. And the same would be true then for our folks who are Jewish and folks who are Muslim. There's a spectrum of representation, and we don't even begin to scratch the surface of how many different ways it could go.
Mm-hmm. And as those folks are there with that tradition, we only ask them to be themselves. So we are humans interacting about a text, which also means we might on any given day in the future, we might wish we would have said something different. So please allow this group of humans to be humans and to be wrestling and wondering and learning together. As people are coming from different streams within their tradition, that also means sometimes we hear from a text in its original language. Sometimes we don't. We offer people to read and share according to what they wanted to read and share about the character that we're talking about. And that sharing was always limited just based on time. So we asked people to just share a few verses from the sacred text about that person, and often people were going, oh, but there's so much to choose from, and it was really hard to make those choices, and there was sort of a sense of longing about all the things they wish they would have said after we stopped recording, or been able to get into the prophets or this other text that's outside of the Bible or the Quran. And so just know that just means the episodes are so great that we didn't want to stop recording. And that's actually a good thing for you as a listener to know that we would just never felt like the conversations were done, because as is always true in Searching the Sacred, we're searching for questions, not for answers. And so we leave with a lot of questions and unsaid things. We are not solving problems of who is this person. We are having conversations about different ways to think about who this person might have been.
Yeah, we're not looking for right or wrong. We're not looking to prove a point. We're not trying to show who's most right. That is not a part of this conversation. This is a dialogue that is supposed to be about the heart and expansion of being able to see others and to try to understand what their traditions teach and how we do have similarities and we do have differences, and we get to learn from each other and with each other. And it is a beautiful way to see other humans.
You will, there's a page that we will have with a bio of all of the humans who are part of these conversations, and know that some of them are part of multiple episodes. Some of them are only part of one episode. And so you can kind of see and know a little bit about them as you read their bios. Also know that as we talk about some of these women, some of them play a major role in the story, some of them smaller, but also some of them are a part of pieces of the biblical narrative or the Quran, or just in spiritual traditions that it's a little bit more of a fraught character, or maybe a triggering character, a triggering narrative around the character. So we want to give you permission as you listen to know if it's an episode that might just need to be a pause or a stop for you, if it's hitting at something that is just not something that it's time to talk about, and to listen to the ones where it does feel like it's time to talk about those stories, as complicated as they are, what we can still learn from and glean from those difficult stories that are a part of our traditions.
Welcome to it.
Welcome to it.
Welcome to this next season of Searching the Sacred.
And enjoy.
This has been a 40 Orchards podcast. At 40 Orchards, our mission is to create circles for all people to wrestle through biblical texts so that together we can expand each other's experience of what is sacred, whole, and good. We search through the lens of sacred possibility, assuming there is more to be discovered, questioned, and applied as we listen for how God is still speaking. You can learn more about 40 Orchards and sign up for a study by going to 40, that's 40orchards.org. Our opening music is by Les FM. Our closing music is by NCR Music Vibes. Additional music is by 3 Music. Any references to books or other sources can be found in the show notes of this episode. Thank you for searching the sacred.